Well, hello. Today is part 2 on Thursday, October 26th. We babbled on so long yesterday, we thought we'd just continue on today. So, thank you again for all your questions.
Thank you.
Carla Johnson wants to know, what do you listen to in your car on the radio?
On the radio, mostly, I listen to everything. It can be everything but new country. I don't like new country. I can listen to classic country. I can listen to 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Anything really but opera.
I mostly listen to my music from my phone. I tap into that because I don't like listening to talk radio, and I find that most of the radio stations now are mostly talk. They'll play a song or two, right, and then they talk.
Well, I do plug in my phone most of the time.
But I'm mostly listening to my phone. But when I listen to the actual radio, I like hard rock, and then I like classical, and then just like easy listening.
If you do Pandora, though, you gotta look up yacht rock.
Yeah, I don't do Pandora. When we're in the truck, we listen to the Beatles station on Sirius.
Right.
I used to have Sirius, but I'm not in my car long enough to justify spending the $5 a month that they want. Because it's like, I pay $5 a month and I'm probably in my car. Well, to give you an idea, I fill up my tank once every 6 weeks. So
it must be nice.
It's like, and then it costs me like almost $30. So it's like, no, I don't do a lot of driving. Would you rather vacation in Alaska or Hawaii?
Hawaii? Have you met me?
I've been to Hawaii. I loved it. I would go back. I'd like to see the glaciers and things like that.
Well, I would like to see both. But
if I had to choose, I would pick Hawaii. Your dad would pick Alaska.
I would say Alaska once, Hawaii the rest of the time.
No. Hawaii would be what I would pick. What's the craziest thing you've ever done for love?
I don't know.
Mine was, your dad wanted a leather coat.
Oh, that kind of. Okay.
Yeah, and I knew that we didn't have the money for a leather coat, so I took in the neighbor's laundry and ironing, and I went and cleaned houses.
Wait for the end.
To buy him this leather coat that cost, at the time, $100, which would, in today's prices, probably would be about $400 or $500.
Yeah.
It was a really nice leather coat. And when it was Christmas, and Jim's mom knew because she would watch you guys while I was doing all of this extra work. Or Grandma would do it. One of the two, I would pawn you off on the two of them.
Yep.
And so when it came Christmas, we opened the presents on Christmas Eve at Grandma's Mambo's house.
Yeah.
And your dad opened up the jacket, and at the time Plethora was very popular, which was like $20.
Right.
If that.
Yeah.
Probably 10 or 15. This is back in the 70s. It was like really cheap. And he opened it up and he says, "Oh, it's nice," and tossed it aside. I was so pissed. And then Jim's mother went and reamed him a new one because you know what your wife did. But I did that for love. It's the only time I did it for love. Because I never did it again.
I would say for love, Samantha, she always said she wanted to go on a cruise. I want to go on a cruise. And we were together for what? Probably 7 years?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. And so for Christmas, I got her a cruise. That's when we went to Cozumel. And she, like Christmas morning, opened up this box and she's like, "Oh, great, I got what is it? I forget the name of the boat we went on.
Did you go on the Carnival?
No, the other one. What's the other one? I should know it. We've been on 4 cruises.
Valerie Reese would know. She goes on lots of cruises.
Is it? Royal Caribbean. Oh. Sorry. So she's seen the Royal Caribbean book. She goes, "Oh, wow, a Royal Caribbean book. Thanks." You know, and then I go, "Whoa." Then she opened up. She goes, "We're going on a cruise." And I'm like, "Yes, we're going on a cruise." So I would say that.
That would be it. Are you related to anyone famous?
I'm famous. I was Hefty Bag commercial.
Yes. He was in a Hefty Bag commercial. I was on television. Make it or take it. Bowling. But no, I don't think we have it. We always like to say, like when you see, like, because my maiden name is Manning. So whenever you see somebody with the name of Manning, we always say, "Yeah, that's my cousin," or "That's my uncle," or something like that.
And if you look real close, you'll never. You have to be like pinpointed. But if you look up the 2011,
oh, that's right.
The 2011 Maglio Ordonez home run that sent the Detroit Tigers to the World Series, the ball lands the row in front of me, and you can see me, my cousin Brad, Christy, and Aaron. Aaron's the one with you'll see him clear as day. He's got a baby blue hoodie on and a bright white Tiger shirt on. So from him, if you're looking at the screen, you go left the next three, and that's all of us right there.
If I can find the clip, I'll insert
You gotta
it here.
pause it. And you can't see me really that much. You see me in one clip because I'm diving to try and get the ball. So you see Brad, empty space, Christy, Aaron, and this guy with this just reaching down.
That's as close as fame as Jimmy that we have in our family. And what if you had a warning label on you? What would it say?
Caution does not what's the word? Does not edit word.
No edit button.
I don't hold anything back.
Yeah.
I say what I think.
Mine would be caution speaks her mind.
Yes.
And Goodman wants to know, have you picked out all the items for your house, like your floor, your cabinets, your...
Flooring, cabinets, we're still going back or between two that we like. So we have at least two. But we have the flooring, the paint color.
The brick,
the roof, the windows are already ordered. Did I say paint already? The trim, we know what trim it is.
you know the color you're going to paint.
You know the color we're going to paint. Tile, we haven't done any tile for the bathroom, so we haven't picked any of that yet. But I'd say that's about the only thing left is tile.
I meant to ask, is my tree still there or did it die?
Nope, it's still there.
There, okay. We'll
It's gonna die, but it's still there. It's still there.
I might buy him a tree for a gift, a housewarming gift, and then he can plant it.
There you go. That'd probably be the best bet.
We'll see how that tree holds up.
Yeah.
Janice W. said, your dad likes to hunt. Do you enjoy hunting?
I am too antsy. I've tried it. I like it if something was happening, like
Constantly.
I'd probably do it. Anything, like just, if I had a squirrel to watch, anything. I went out there for one or 2 years. I tried it for 2, maybe 3. I tried it for 3 years. And it was just like, I'm just sitting here. This is so boring. And of course, I'm sure if I would have got a deer, it would have changed it. But, I'm just too ADD to sit in one spot. So, but I love the taste of them.
Yeah, and that's, for me, it says, would Danny ever do this? No.
No, Danny won't do it. He'll just eat it.
No, Danny likes to eat it, but he wouldn't go. He almost had David there going for a while because he was on a league with David with the hunting league, with the guns, and then with the bow and arrow. But then it kind of filtered out. But I don't know. I think he not regrets. Misses that his boys don't do it with him. I think he's kind of envious of people that have fathers and sons that go out there. But they'll eat his kill.
Oh yeah, all day.
And then we've asked Danny to do the videos like this, but
he won't.
He won't.
You know Danny. He ain't doing this.
Even like when you see him when he comes, I get him on once a week. I get him on there for a hot minute. That's as long as you're going to get him on.
He doesn't even want to do that.
He doesn't even want to do that. He does it because he knows he has no choice. Okay, Janet M. wants to know, when was the last time you were nervous? I'm not really a nervous person.
I'm nervous the entire time.
Really?
Well, doing this, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, not that I should be, but you always have to have a backup nervous, like, oh man, is this going to be okay? I mean, I'm mostly positive. But like I have this in the hands of inspectors, so it's not like I know it's good. I know the inspector's going to know it's good.
Oh, you're talking about your house.
Yeah, but do I know the inspector's going to I'm like, oh, so it's the inspector. And they usually, 99.9% of the time, they just walk in and go, yeah, it's good. Green sticker.
Yes. No, I'm not. I'm not. I can talk in front of anybody, as we see all the time. And that I'm
outside of that, though,
I can do public speaking. I can give speeches and things like that. That doesn't bother me. I can do, like, when I was a lector at church, I could read the wrong readings and not be bothered by it.
Done that.
I've been there, done that. And then the priest gets up and says, oh, today we had the first reading by the apostle Sandy.
The funniest thing was, because the priest would tell us before we went out there, like, okay, this is what we're reading, because we had to put it on the board.
Right.
And this is the scripture we're doing, and this is my homily is going to be about, and blah, blah, blah. And then she'd start reading it. Look at my buddy who's next to me, like, she's reading the wrong one. That ain't what we're doing.
Oh, that can go to voicemail. What was the first thing you bought with your very own money?
A Detroit Pistons jacket. Remember that?
I do remember that.
The little starter jacket.
Yeah, I remember that. First thing I ever bought with my own money, other than like I bought records and stuff like that, but I don't think my first major purchase was I bought a car. My father and mother gave me my first car for free, but the first car I bought was a '67 Camaro. It was yellow, had bucket seats. It was cool. And I got a loan for it, and I made my own payments on it. So I would say that would be the first thing I bought. What age did you feel you were an adult?
10.
I was going to say that would be about it. I actually didn't feel like an adult until I was my wedding day. When I was,
Really?
I never thought of myself as an adult. And even then, I didn't think, I don't know, am I really an adult?
I've always been, I know more than you.
Yeah, he has. Which has always played well at school. You can tell. When you were growing up, were you closer to your mom or your dad?
It would switch. I would say 50-50.
I was always closer to my mom. My dad was always, I knew my dad loved me, but he was always kind of standoffish. He was
I would say
part
you,
of that
because
generation.
like when I was growing up, he was out of town.
He was out of town a
That's
lot.
when the academy took a crap and he had to work out of town.
Right.
So it was just us for a while.
Right. Well, the one time when he went out of town, and I'm going to say it because last time I told the story I cried, and I'm not going to cry this time. But he had gone out.
Because when you cry, it makes me cry.
I know. He had left to go out of town, and he probably weighed over 300 pounds. And he would always send money home for us. And he was gone almost a year, and he couldn't come home for the whole year. They're persistent, aren't they? He couldn't come home for the whole year, and but he would send the money home, and we would talk on the phone. But they didn't have FaceTime and Zooms and stuff like that back then. And when he came home, we went to the airport to pick him up. The kids made a little sign to hold.
I remember that.
To hold the sign up when he come out of the thing, because you could meet them at the gate. The gateway.
Back then you could stand right at the gate and be like, "Come
come on out!" So we were all standing there holding the thing, and he had went into that cowboy phase at that point.
Oh, yeah.
And he had this big burly coat on, but it wasn't a burly coat. But I mean, it was a bigger coat, like a cowboy coat, and he had a cowboy hat on and he cowboy boots. And he walked right past us, and we didn't even know him. And it was because he didn't have enough money to eat the whole time he was gone the whole year, and he wanted to make sure we had enough to eat. Mm-hmm. And when he got off the plane, when he left, he was over 300 pounds, and when he got off the plane and came home, he was 175.
Yeah.
And we didn't even recognize him because he walked right past us. Yep. Obviously, if you've seen videos of him lately.
He's a long bit of 175.
He's put a little bit of weight back
Just
on.
A little bit.
But and I said, why didn't you say something? I could have made do with less money, and he said, no, my family was important. So I think that's where my kids get their work ethic too, is to see that, like you sacrifice everything for family. See, I did it without us crying.
She's crying right now. She's just hiding it.
I'm holding it in. When was the last thing you changed your opinion on? As if we changed our opinion.
Come on, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, she's so funny.
Oh, let's see. We gotta think back a long way. Let me see.
Well, as much as we try to sway each other to our own political views, we don't ever change our opinion. We're never going to change our opinion on that. That is a good question. Can't think.
Nope. It's just somewhere.
No.
Nope.
I can't think of anything.
Me neither.
Which is not a good thing.
It's not. Now that you think about it, when you're confronted with it, you're like, oh, I guess I am a really.
No, I guess no wonder people don't want to be around us.
Everyone wants to be around us.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we laugh a lot.
We do. We'll never change our opinion.
No, we'll tell you what's funny. Don't worry.
Are you a worrier? No, not me, son. Not so much.
Maybe 5%, but other than that.
Yeah, I mean, you worry about. Yeah. Obviously, I worry about my children and my grandchildren and the world they're going to live in and all that kind of good stuff.
It's crap, just so you know.
But I don't know. What charity is closest to your heart? They don't mean your charity. To you. Mine would be my parents, which was theirs, and I still like it, is Little Sisters of the Poor. It's nuns that take care of, obviously, the poor.
Right. I would say St. Jude's.
And what was the most expensive home repair you've had? Mine was, Well, mine I would have thought would have been my roof, but then we had a really good insurance guy that we didn't have to pay anything for the roof. I don't know how he did it, but the roof was $17,895 to repair. And then he found things wrong with our screens and stuff with our pools. And so we got a check from the insurance company for $20,000. I have no idea what it was that he did, but my insurance, I paid insurance on, so I didn't feel any guilt for that. Right. But I think putting my, a new furnace, I had to put a new furnace in. I don't think anything other than that. I mean, I put windows, you do your common repairs. I, put the windows in, we put new flooring in and, things that you do is common. But the furnace came in the middle of winter, so that was not an expected expense.
No. I would say I had to redo my entire living room, dining room, and upstairs in Casco because the pipes burst on the baseboard. They decided to run the pipes for the baseboard water heater. It was an old farmhouse, so they ran it between two walls. So it wasn't even in a heated area. So when it got cold outside, the pipe burst and
I remember that.
Spread all through the living room, the entire downstairs. The ceiling caved in, crashed the TV, ruined all the furniture. Everything was trashed.
I remember that.
And that was, if I remember correctly, $37,000.
That was
which I got a check for and fixed all of it for $18,000.
There you go. So you made some money on the deal. That's where it pays to be a carpenter.
Exactly.
And then your most expensive car repair.
That would be my truck now that I had to redo the engine. Paid $5,000 for it, and then drove it for 4 months, and then the engine blew again. So they replaced it because they did something wrong. And then drove it for another year and a half, and then the engine blew again, and I was past the thing. They're like, oh, well, it's not, covered under warranty. So it was another $4,000 for that guy. So it was $9,000. And then my front end just went last week, and that was $1,500. So in the past, 3 years, I've spent almost a new car.
You should have had David's truck.
That's what it works as. How's a kid driving around with a new one? You're driving around with that. I'm like, right?
Ours was pretty much the same thing. Jim never believed in doing oil changes on a timely basis. And he was driving to work one day in the van, and the motor seized. So we had to get a whole new motor. That was quite a bit. So now he's like, we're even before it's due. Ever since then, we've always got our oil changes.
Yeah, I'm just busy today.
They're all spam calls. They're just driving me crazy. Susie Schofield wants to know, did your kids ever know you were moving, or was Jimmy the only one to know?
Go ahead.
Well, I called Christy, and Christy says I really don't have any memory of it because I was only 5. All I remember is when we moved, I started a new school, so I don't remember. And so then I was thinking, Jimmy's just flaky. He's not. So we called Danny, and I had him on speaker.
She did.
And he pretty much said exactly
what I said.
The only difference was he said that I did tell you in advance because your dad threw the papers out and says, oh, we bought a house.
And you're a kid, you're like, oh yeah, cool, we bought a house, we already have a house, whatever,
But Danny said he was out playing with his friends.
No, you gotta tell him exactly what he said. I was playing catch with Nick, and
I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
He was outside playing catch with Nick, and Nick says, what's going on? When a van pulled up, and Danny says, I don't know. And then I came out and says, well, come on, we're moving.
Danny's like, I was just in the middle of catch. Come on, we're leaving.
See, I have no memory of that. I could have swore I told them, but obviously I didn't. I have 2 witnesses, but you know what? They were 9 and 13. Are we really going to trust them? We're going to trust their memory. Yeah, I guess. Pam Kemper wants to know why you don't like Bette Midler.
Oh, I just can't stand her. She's overacts. I can't stand people that overact.
That's I don't like Helen Hunt because I think no matter what she's in, she's Helen Hunt. She's Helen Hunt.
She doesn't change. She's the same character in Twister as she is in something else.
It's just I don't like Helen Hunt. And the final thing is girl on her phone. David said that whenever you get down there to North Carolina, that he wants to take you out to dinner.
It's good.
I told him not to take you out for steak because it would be like eating a shoe.
No, I do medium well, which is a little pink.
No, you did well. What about when we were in that restaurant?
No, that was a while ago. I will admit, I used to like it like shoe leather.
Everybody's food was cold while we were waiting for his
Not
to
mine.
come out like a piece of shoe leather
Not mine.
and that.
No, I slowly work my way back down. Now you can see a little pink. It's pinkish.
I don't know, David. I don't know.
But I'll take you up on that.
I don't know. You got to get down there. He might put you to work in his backyard.
Hey, I'll do something.
There you go.
Because we go down, what is it? We go down every 3 years to see our friend. And it's been, so it might be soon. It might be sometime this year. But no, because I'm doing the house, so it might be next year. Right. Could be this year. You don't know. We might just say, okay, the house is done. Let's just take a break. And...
Look out, Kim. Look out.
I'll just tell Samantha, Dave's taking us out to dinner. We gotta go. That's a free meal right there.
Now, he didn't say he was paying for it. He just said he was going to take you out to dinner. That doesn't mean he's paying. He didn't say, I'm going to take you out and pay you for pay
That
for
is
dinner.
true.
He's just going to take you to his favorite restaurant and then maybe expect you to pay for dinner.
I'll tell you what, if he takes me to his favorite restaurant, I'll pay for dinner.
Oh, there you go. Find an expensive place, David. Find an expensive place where you got to put a tie on. David doesn't strike me as somebody that would put a suit on. Nothing against you. He seems like a working class.
Well, I'm the same way. You'd look at me and think you don't have a suit. I love dressing up.
Well, maybe David does too. Well, Mr. Smooth.
I mean, not every...
Mr. Smooth, you look Mr. Smooth.
Yeah, but no, let's clear that up. I don't like dressing up like, ooh, I wish I could dress up every day. No, I like the certain occasions where I can dress up. I'm like, ooh, this is fun. Because it's different.
Yeah. All right, when you and Kim and Sam and David go out, all dressed up to the hills, I want to see a picture.
We will give a picture.
With a thumbs up. All right, if you're new to our channel,
like,
comment,
subscribe,
and share. And if you have any questions, put them down below, because you know what?
We'll answer anything.
We'll answer anything.